And Wayne Gardner's been given the all clear to complete in a 10-lap shakedown session in Stephen Gall's number 26 car. And as you might appreciate, Wayne Gardner would find the going somewhat different to the motorcycle racing, although it's probably a lot closer to the open air racing that he's been trying of late in full motor racing. But at the moment, just getting the feel of that 600 horsepower Chevy of Stephen Gall's. And Stephen, of course, a former multi-winner of the Mr. Motocross Championship, and still the doyen of motocross races everywhere in Australia. And Wayne Gardner now finding the acceleration and handling capabilities of the sprint car as he gingerly winds on the power. And it really is an awesome experience. I have been lucky, along with a couple of other Speedway journalists and commentators, to have a ride in a sprint car, and it is completely different, absolutely different. And you'll notice when Wayne Gardner backed off here momentarily on the main straightaway, that's when the car wants to throw you out of the cockpit. When the power band goes off, that's when the car really wants to throw you away. So Wayne Gardner out on the circuit in car number 26, and looking pretty sharp at the moment, let me tell you. It's no mean feat to step into a sprint car for the very first time and set such an impressive pace. I've certainly seen worse debuts, let me tell you. And Wayne Gardner, with his international experience, looking very, very good indeed. And what race fans have got to remember is that big Chevy is virtually sitting between your knees. It's bumped right up against your knees, and the heat generated by the engine is fairly traumatic. It all flows straight back into the driver's cockpit. But Wayne Gardner looking sensational out there at the moment with the white flag out. And Wayne Gardner completes his final shakedown run here on the Clayway. And as he comes onto the main straightaway, a chance for the Parramatta City Raceway fans to show their appreciation for the 1988 World 500cc motorcycle champion, Wayne Gardner. And thanks also to Stephen Gall in car number 26. And Wayne Gardner shows that he can throw a donut with the best of them there in the number 26 car. Comes onto the main straightaway, and I think we're going to get a word with Wayne Gardner, with Stuart Telfer, who's down there trackside at the moment. Well, we've certainly played our part in Speedway history here at Parramatta over our 13 seasons of racing, and we've had many firsts here on the Clayway. And I think we've just chalked up another one with Wayne Gardner stepping into a sprint car here on the Clayway. He even got out the right side, which is the left side in this case, if you follow what I mean. But Wayne Gardner down there, I would imagine, would be pretty G'd up after that 10 laps. And we're just waiting for Wayne to shed the helmet at the moment. Again, thanks to Stephen and Dean Gall and the crew for making Steve's number 26 car fully available tonight for Wayne Gardner. Let me tell you, that was pretty exciting stuff. Let's cross now to Stuart Telfer.
Thanks very much, Al. He's over here saying, what a gas, what a gas. I don't think we can stop him. Race fans, would you put your hands together for Wayne Gardner? Well done, Wayne. Well, I think in Australian history of sport, we've seen some tremendous things. There's, of course, the Invincibles in rugby league. There's the Bradmans. There's the America's Cup win. That was pretty tremendous. Our Ashes winning team, Alan Border last year. Your own World Championship final win. But the thing that I was always impressed about was your Phillip Island win last year. Was that tremendous? Phillip Island, huh? And that look over the shoulder and the wave. Tremendous. Welcome to Parramatta. from Monaco to the river view, the harbour views of Monaco, to Duck Creek over the back and Parramatta City Race. So it's a big difference. Welcome.
Thank you. They've got close similarities, haven't they? Monaco and the Speedway here. No, that was a bloody good fun, I'll tell you. You can't believe how good fun that is. And I want another go.
Does he deserve another go, race fans? Can we talk you into coming out in one of the races a little bit later on?
Well, that's up to Steve. Steve keeps putting dares out to me all the time, and I've got to keep sort of fulfilling them. But yeah, I think so. I think I'll be back, and it's a lot of fun. The only thing that got me was the fumes of the fuel, but geez, it was good fun. I'll tell you, you just can't believe. Like, you start to get used to it, and you think, oh, I can go a bit quicker, until actually the best part was when I spun around over there. That was really enjoyable.
The crowd thought that was pretty good too.
Yeah, it was. I just can't explain what a thrill that is. I mean, I can understand what Steve's been telling me, and it is a real lot of fun.
Okay, we had the timer on you. You fast lap at 15:50. That's, you know, like 13.64 is the track record. It's only, you know, it's a couple of seconds. I know in motorbike racing, that's, you know, you're out of the event at that time. But the first time out, we're impressed. The elbows were working in the cockpit. It must have been fun.
Well, I didn't know what to do. All Steve did was said, put it in gear and hit the fire switch. So I went out there. I just didn't know what to do. And George Tatnell told me a few little hints. Don't take your foot all the way off the throttle.
George Tatnell gave you hints, huh?
He said just keep it flat, but I'll tell you, I couldn't quite do that down here. Although towards the end I was starting to nearly do it down around there, but Jesus, good fun. And I was searching for different lines, and actually I'd really like a race now, because that's a real lot of fun.
Well, hang on, I'll just check with the car owner. Steve, is there any chance we could let him run in a race, maybe the back of the B main? This is the sponsor. Ask the sponsor. Can we get him a run in, say, the back of the B main or something?
Well, I think I'll take Wayne back to the pits and we'll negotiate on that. I think we'll be able to work something out.
I don't think you'll get out of the pits if you don't get him out in the B main. These people out here won't let you do that.
Yeah, it was funny as I was watching Wayne going around there. They're saying, "You're worried." I said, "No, mate. If that man can win a world championship, he can certainly drive my sprint car. That's not a problem. The guy's got heaps of talent." But the funny thing was, my crew said, "You're out. Wayne's going to race the car."
Well, there's drama in the pits, let me tell you, race fans. Wayne, take me a little bit onto the motorbike. You know, it's a tremendous for us to be watching it on TV. You're over the other side of the world doing all those tremendous things. The thrill, the excitement, the acceleration of your 500cc Honda as against the 600 horsepower Chevy you just piloted.
Well, I suppose, you know, power to weight ratio, I'm sure they're pretty similar, but I still think the 500's got the edge on these, basically because it's a much lighter machine. I mean, our bike only weighs 120 kilos, so it's a very, very light machine compared to power, but this is certainly the next best thing, or actually in some places I think it's more fun.
Well, I'm sure it has its moments. You feel your first slide into turn one, what was that like? Did you think, I wish I was back on the bike or something?
Well, I thought if I get a slide it's going to tip me off and break my other leg. I thought that's the first thing it's going to do. But no, it was totally controllable. The cars are very, very easy to drive. I didn't know how much steering to use. I didn't even know where to put my hands on the steering wheel, to tell you the truth. But I didn't use any brake. I just used the throttle and just kept gassing it and slowing it down. But as I say, it's extremely enjoyable.
Were you squeezing the throttle, not the throttle, the steering wheel, looking for a clutch?
I was trying to get my knee out of the cockpit at one stage to scrape it on the side of the dirt, but I got leg restraints on, so I couldn't move, and I was sort of really bound in, and it was very, very frustrating because I want to sort of get out and hang out the side of it and get my knee in the dirt and you name it. But you know, it was very fun.
No steel shoes, no padding on the knees. I see that.
No. It's just I just can't explain how much fun it was. It was very enjoyable.
All right, you're a very loyal man to your Honda team. Obviously, they pay a lot of money to be loyal at the same time, but riders are swapping around. You've stayed with Honda. What are the plans for the year?
Well, to win another world championship, of course.
Well, we expected that.
We start testing in a couple of weeks' time. I'm going to Japan, and then there's a test in Australia later on in February, and then I'm off to the United States where I crashed and broke my leg. We're going to do a test there because it's always good to go back to, you know, the bad tracks that you've had problems with. And I've had a change of team. I'm working with the man who won with Eddie the World Championship this year, of Kanemoto, so he should hopefully teach me a lot of experience of what he knows. And you know, I've got the full support of Honda. They're a great team, and I'm very pleased to stay with them. And in fact, I signed a 2-year deal with them, and so I'll be Grand Prix racing for at least another 2 years anyway.
Well, I think the race fans here are pretty happy to hear another 2 years at least on the Grand Prix bike. We want more, don't we? Yeah, of course we do. Okay, there's a challenge. What's that one?
I said I'll put some knobbies on my 500 and bring it out here.
Wouldn't that be a sight? Can you get Eddie Lawson out here?
I don't know, maybe if I put out a challenge to Eddie, he might come, but I think we'll have to cut the steering locks out of the machine. But yeah, I mean, Eddie's into speedway and dirt track racing and so on, so I'm sure, you know, he'd do very, very well here as well.
And Stephen told us the other night that you're doing a lot of practice on dirt track now.
Well, that was supposed to be a secret, but Steve's let the cat out of the bag. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of dirt riding and basically under Steve's tuition. We're having a lot of fun doing it. You know, we've been trail riding and dirt tracking and motocrossing and basically just trying to keep on the machine to build more confidence again to really, you know, sock it to them this year.
Okay, well, that's tremendous. We've seen your dirt track on the ad, of course. They never said you make it, but you did. So we're pleased. Race fans, Wayne Gardner, and we'll try and get him back out in the race, and of course, we'll let you know about it. Welcome again to Parramatta and to Donna. We didn't expect Donna to come racing down after the hot laps like at Phillip Island.
I bet she was in a panic earlier when the rear brakes were on fire, because I didn't know until somebody told me later there's a few flames. So I'm sure Donna was watching that, a heart attack. There goes a new husband.
Well, there she is. She's up there enjoying it. Wayne, take a ride back in the Sutton's Motors car. And once again, race fans, Stephen Gall and Wayne Gardner, our next, the 1990 World Champion for Australia on the Honda. Big field for the night's Sprint Car B main for the Coca-Cola Classic 1990. Set to go next time around. The field's lined up. The pace car's going off. The beautiful Sutton's Motors VN Commodore. Peter Kraft. Oh, some towy drivers at the back of the field. The Stephen Horn's one of them ready to go. Here they go, Peter Kraft. Takes the field down into turn number one. Mark Anthony outside. Tatnell moves up. Horn in trouble. Oh, Stephen Horn in all sorts of problems. Oh dear, what a waste of machinery. Getting wasted back there. And around goes Kerry Madsen as well. Well, what a terrible start into the night's C main. B main. Set to go into night's B main once again. And Colin Farr with a big splice went right through the middle of the front row and chases Peter Kraft on the outside into turn number 3 for the first time. Sprint Car B main. Track pretty slick down there. Tatnell in trouble. As is Mark Anthony. Anthony in car number 35, keep an eye on him, he's in a little bit of bother, he's out of shape. Oh, and there's car number 70 causing havoc for the back markers in the B main. And look at Wayne Gardner go. And look at Mark Anthony go. Anthony all out of shape down the main straight. Gardner on the move in car number 20, the Valvoline car, as we see Stock and Trevor Shields locking up, and Stock with a flat tyre. So, plenty of action in tonight's B main. Sprint Car B main. Trevor Shields out, pretty disappointed. It's not been a happy night for him. The 8 car in 3rd position, and Mark Anthony's next. Turn number 1 of Peter Kraft makes the inside move on Colin Farr, who hangs in there. Tatnell's into 3rd place and stays there. Mark Anthony's next. Oh, some close ones. Back in the back with Stephen Gall. Stephen Gall and Madsen coming together. And around goes Mark Anthony. Oh, Gardner comes through. Well, it was a pretty hairy moment there, I'd suggest, for Wayne Gardner as he come racing into the scene with cars all over the place. Mark Anthony, as I say, a little bit out of shape in the 35 car. Couldn't get it all together.
Was outlets throughout Australia, so as we said, wherever quality products are sold, that's where you'll find Valvoline XLD, and XLD is now available from the Woolworths outlets throughout Australia. And a warm welcome to Mr. Rod Lefeur, the senior buyer from Woolworths.
Okay, back to racing and down the main straight. Colin Farr not mucking around as he zots away in first place. Down the back chute, the Lander Toyota, car number 9 Paul Marnie slides off the track in turn number 2, the green 48 car. George Tatnall with a big move now into second place. Bradford drops back. We keep an eye on Wayne Gardner as well, right towards the back, but doing a tremendous job. Really will liking. He hangs, look at the elbows flash in the number 20 car, Gardner. Enjoying this race in the B-main. Stephen Gall in trouble. Over the edge goes one of the other cars too, missing that. So the yellows out once again. There was 8 laps to go prior to that the last stoppage. Probably about 6 remaining. Well, Tatnall's making his move now in the number 8 car. He's up to second place. Skip Jackson is there too in the number 11 car. Not much room in the office of the Valvoline 20 car. Here we go. Skip Jackson losing the start. Stephen Gall now up into 4th place. And Ian Bradford dropping further back. Bad luck for Bonds. Doesn't look like he'll make the main event tonight. Car number 9 is Colin Farr and George Tatnall is with him. Hey, Wayne. Wayne having a closer look at the inside officials as we watch Colin Farr once more hammer it down the main straight. Tatnall in pursuit, Skip Jackson. Oh, Colin Farr off the edge of the track. Gets back on in 3rd place. And Stephen Gall now trying a challenge for the final transfer spot. And Stephen Gall goes on the inside of Colin Farr. What a turnabout. And check the drive by Skip Jackson going on the inside of Tatnall for the race lead. The best drive we've seen by Skip Jackson in a sprint car. Look at him go down the main straight. Colin Farr back on the outside. Wide lap. Last lap action. Oh, Stephen Gall punches into the side of Colin Farr. This is going to be a great race for 3rd place, 3rd and final transfer spot. Colin Farr's around, he's lost it. So Stephen Gall, what a charge. Oh, look at this. Colin Farr. So Skip Jackson with the best drive we've seen by him in a sprint car. Dived underneath George Tatnall with about a lap and a half to go. Takes the win. Would you put your hands together for the former compact racer, Skip Jackson? What a drive.